On September 11, almost 3,000 people were killed in the towers and in the Pentagon. Only 1 month afterwards, the assembly was gathering in Ottawa, in Canada. I was the president at the time. It was a very emotional meeting where there were lots of solidarity towards our American colleagues. There was a strong declaration. But what I want to keep from that moment is that for us it was beyond the solidarity with the people of America, but we felt somehow threatened and attacked in our beliefs, in our feelings, in our principles and goals of we parliamentarians of the NATO Assembly. That was the core issue and the core reaction. And there was a declaration with a very strong reference to how did we support the right of our American friends and colleagues to react by using all the means at their reach, using the UN Security Council resolution, using NATO declaration invoking for the first time Article 5, and how we wanted also them to understand that for us it wasn't only an attack in American soil, but it was a terrorist attack in the core of the alliance. It didn't pass a lot of time afterwards, and then there were the terrorist attacks in London and in my own country, in Spain, where more than 1,000 people were killed. And we learned from that we had to remain united and that we had to take measures to reinforce our capabilities, our intelligence, and our solidarity. And that was a very important moment that I keep well deep in my mind and in my heart. Terrorism is now a major threat, not only to the alliance countries, but to entire humanity. We see terrorist attacks in Asia, we see it in Africa, we see it in our core in Europe and also in the States. I remember it was in mid-90s when I promoted a study group to reach out our friends in the southern side of the Mediterranean, and Moroccan, Algerians, Jordan, Israelis, members of parliament became associated with a special status within the assembly. Afterwards, there came the Arab Spring, and we thought that that would be the evolution towards normal democratic states, where, regardless of their religion. But what we see now is that more and more we are suffering in our societies the attack of those extremist groups, be it Daesh or be it in Al-Qaeda or other groups who are associated or not with those groups. And what we see now is that the victims of those attacks are mostly Arab and Muslim people. We are all our Christian civilization, or Western civilization, but also the Arab civilization under this threat, which is difficult to counter, which is difficult to fight. And I think that NATO and the alliance are doing their job in trying to cooperate with those who are facing more directly, like in the case of Iraq, or like in the case of the Organization of African Union, by training them, by helping them to be prepared, to be ready to counter with their military, with their intelligence capabilities, sharing intelligence, which is essential, and that's something that we parliamentarians know well from our classified briefings, sharing intelligence as a means to try and prevent, but being aware that this crazy way of acting of terrorists cannot be always countered. And we're watching every now and then those attacks in our soil, be it in France, be it in other countries, in the States, and we have to cooperate further, the Europeans, the Americans, what the European Union is doing in Southern Mediterranean, and what America is doing in Southern Mediterranean is a way to counter it. Also in the case of Syria, counter in Syria, with reinforcing Iraqis, with the agreement with Iran might be a help. And this week, the Spanish parliament has passed a law that will allow the big base of Moron to become a permanent base for the United States on their missions in Africa, be it training or be of other military nature.